Welcome to another episode of the Money Brew, and I am your host, Kylie Sultana. And today I am going to be serving you up a piping hot cup of financial wisdom with a side of myth busting, because guess what? You do not have to be rich to start building wealth or to start investing, but you do have to start. So that's the thing. That's what you got to do. So what's that saying? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. So hands up if you have ever thought that you'll start investing or saving. Well, not even saving. I want to talk about investing, right? When you earn more money, a lot of people think that they need to be earning high incomes to start investing. And I'm here to tell you that it's just not true, because even though Anthony and I are, business owners and we invest, start that again. Even though Anthony and I are business owners, we actually don't earn massive wages. And that's because, business is business. Sometimes things are tough, and sometimes they're not. So we try and keep our tax, our income in a lower tax bracket, because obviously we don't want to pay tax, and we keep the profits in the business. So, but that's how we do it, because we plan, right? We set goals. And if you've listened to one of our other episodes on setting financial goals, then you would know what you want to be doing. So that's one of the strategies that we use. So we might cover that in another episode. I'll get Anthony. I need to get his permission to share more of our financial stuff. But the fact is that we do not earn stacks of money, but we prioritise our investing and prioritise our goals for our retirement, because we have a plan. We know what we want to do. So again, I get a little bit off track. I get a bit excited when I talk about our goals. So again, if you've ever thought, that you'll start investing when you start earning more money, I want you to wipe that thought out of your head right now. So, and it's common. But the thing is that wealth doesn't happen overnight. That reminds me of an ad that used to be on years ago. What was that? Pantene, I think it was. Yeah, it was someone. If you remember, send me a DM. The woman's name I can't remember. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. Same as well. So it doesn't come with a 6-figure salary starter pack. Okay, it's about small, consistent actions that anyone can take. Okay, so grab yourself a coffee, and we're going to break it down. So we're going to tackle the big myth first. So this is a bit of a myth bust, that you need to make big money to make money. That's not true. Sure, it's easier to invest and do those things when you have got some money to play with, and I'm not going to lie. But the truth is you can start small, okay? So think of it like brewing a good cup of coffee. You start with a few simple ingredients and you build it from there. So imagine this, and I am not for 1 second suggesting that you need to not order coffee anymore, because I'm a big coffee drinker. So my cup there. So, and that's what you guys are, total fucking legends. So you're at a cafe. This is just an analogy to show you. So you're at a cafe and your friend orders a $6 oat latte every day. And let's face it, they're not $6. They're probably more like $8 or $9. But you just decide to skip it just twice a week, okay? So that would be $12 if the coffee was $6. Multiply that by 52 weeks and you've got $624 that you can put to work investing. And again, I am not suggesting for a second that you don't have your coffee with your friends. No, that's just an example to show you how small you can start, okay? So all that small change adds up. So according to finder.com.au survey, so the average Aussie saves $337 a month. But even if you can only save $50 a week, you're already ahead of the game. So it's not about how much you start with. Again, it's about starting at all. That's the key here, starting. So let's dive into the numbers a little bit more. So if you invested $100 a month into an account earning 6% annually, all right, in 20 years, you'll have over $47,000. And most of that would be growth, not your contributions. So that is the magic of compounding interest, or as we call it, and I think it was Mr. Buffett, our friend Mr. Buffett said that it's the eighth wonder of the world. Compound, was it him? I don't even know. Fact check and correct me. I'm happy to be corrected on that. But it is the eighth wonder of the world, compounding interest. I'm telling you, it's incredible. And the data doesn't lie. So you can go to the Money Smart website. So I'm a big fan of the Money Smart. You can go to the Money Smart website. It's got so many calculators that you can go there and see how contributions can grow over time, and it's quite fun to have a look at. But just remember, going there and playing on that website and putting the figures in isn't enough. You've got to actually do it, right? So I'm going to move on to our next secret weapon for building wealth, and that is your superannuation. And oh my God, so many people don't know about their superannuation. So it is the unsung hero of building your wealth. And superannuation, it's if you are employed and your employer pays into a fund for you, then it is absolutely in your best interest to know what the hell is happening with your superannuation. And excuse me, and for anyone for that fact, okay? So, and superannuation is not just for retirees sipping their margaritas on the beach. It's working behind the scenes, growing quietly for you, okay? So, here's a stat for you. So, the average super balance for Australians in their 30s is around $50,000. But if you added just $20 extra a week over decades, thanks to the compounding and the tax benefits, that could add tens of thousands to your retirement pot. So that is not financial advice. That is just an example of how you can contribute to growing your wealth for retirement. So please, if you are going to add to your super, get some advice, okay? Because there are caps, there are other rules that may affect that. So all I'm saying, this is an example. Look at your specific situation, okay? So you can also go to Money Smart. They've also got some other things on there. And your super fund, they usually have some good information on their websites. You should be able to go. You should be able to go to their website and get some information from there, and they'll have some calculators as well, and run the numbers, and you'll be surprised how small little tweaks can make a really big difference. So the next point I want to talk about is protecting that wealth. So, wealth building isn't just about growing your money, it's about protecting it as well. And look, a lot of people think that, your advisors, you want to get commissions. So could be another podcast, but commissions have changed a lot. And yes, of course, we believe in that. As advisors, we need to make sure that you are adequately insured, or we need to make sure you're aware of the risks if you don't want to take out insurance. So think of it as like a house. Think of your wealth like a house. You build your house, you have a solid foundation, and super. So you think of your wealth like a house, okay? So you wouldn't build a house without a solid foundation, would you? Of course not. So that's where insurance and proper structures for your insurance come in. So income protection, life insurance, and the other insurances are your safety nets, actually, and a will as well. I will add that as well. So the whole estate planning needs to be thought of. So ASIC's Money Smart, ASIC's Money Smart. Why did I do that again? ASIC's Money Smart reports that many Aussies are underinsured. So don't be one of them. So you want to protect what you've worked hard to build. So and insurances, that's just another can of worms that we could open. And it's that we could talk about insurance over many podcast episodes. So I feel like it could even be a webinar that we could do. Like, honestly, there's just, and it's insurances are specific. God, they're specific to you. So they take into all different factors, So the best time to get it, I'm just going to say, is when you are young and healthy, because if you've got medical issues as you get older, then premiums do go up. So again, it's whole lots of episodes that we could cover insurance in. So, but I will share something with you. Is many years ago, I knew a business coach, and I still know many really good ones. But this one in particular was part of a Facebook group that I was part of, and somebody was in this group asking about income protection. And this business coach that I know got in there and said, "Oh, that's a complete waste of money. Why would you want to do that? I stopped my income protection, and I just put that money away every week, so that's but in an account if I ever need it." But what she wasn't remembering is, one, she wasn't an advisor, and she shouldn't have been advising someone in a Facebook group that she doesn't even know not to take out income protection. So that really gave me the shits. And another thing was that she was disciplined enough to put that money away, but maybe that person wasn't. She had no idea what their money habits were like, or what they were feeling, or whether they were healthy or whether they were not, or whether they what their assets were, what they needed to protect. So just you need to factor in things like that. So if anybody's telling you don't need insurances, please just get some advice and at least know what you're missing out on. That's all I'm saying. If you don't want to take it out, that's fine, but at least know what you're missing out on. And another thing I will say is that your superannuation potentially has some insurances in there, income protection and life insurance. So it's worth giving your super fund a call, or logging in online and just checking out what you've actually got and what you are covered for. It's really important. If there's income protection in there, you need to find out what you are actually covered for. So that's what I'm going to say to you. But that really is all I am going to say today. So what I am going to wrap up with is that I want you to go and do some research and see what you could potentially start saving, small steps over the year. And set yourself a small goal of what you want to save and what you can potentially cut out. I mean, there's so many things you could cut out. So, or if you've got some money left over, if you want to just not do any retail shopping, it's something I really need to do. If you want to, say, every time I see something that I feel like buying, just shop my wardrobe and make sure that I don't already have it. And what you would have spent, put that money aside of what you would have spent on that new top or pair of shoes or whatever. Oh my God, saying not buying shoes, it almost kills me. So yes, so that's my small thing. Remember that you don't need to be wealthy to start investing. It's making smart moves with the money that you have, and go out there and see what you can do. Sorry, that's another thing I want you to do, is go to your super fund and just see how much super you've got, and just see if you can make some extra contributions, and see how that could affect your fund for retirement. So until then, keep brewing, and I'll talk to you again soon.